not, we'll move to our next agenda item, and that is a report on the Office of Federal Relations in Washington. Vice Chancellor Hsu.
Madam Chair, thank you. Members of the board, Chancellor, thank you very much for this opportunity to give you a brief overview of the Office of Federal Relations in this, our 10th year of operations. Back in the mid to late 90s, the board at that time was presented with a study by the RAND Corporation which showed that Texas as a state was woefully behind other states in attracting federal R&D. The board took that to heart, and they realized that if Texas was going to improve its lot, the UT system was going to be the lead dog in that hunt. They also recognized at that time that to be extremely effective in that, we need to have a footprint inside the Beltway in Washington, and hence created the Office of Federal Relations in 1999. Now we have three primary missions: the analysis of federal legislation and policies, the pursuit of federal research, and managing the Archer Fellowship Program. I will touch on each of these briefly. Feel free to ask any questions as I go along the way. We do this among each of these missions primarily by coordinating with system administration here in Austin, with the administration and researchers on each of the campuses, and coordinating Washington meetings where it's appropriate to get those two bodies together, either with Congress, the agencies, or the administration. And we also manage the federal lobby disclosure requirements for the entire system, which is a growing burden on each of the campuses as they continue to increase their interaction with Washington. An essential part of being a remote outpost, such as the Office of Federal Relations, is communication. We try many ways to communicate with the campuses, with system administration, either online via a regular Washington update that's produced in the office, or more importantly, direct contact with the campus offices, with the researchers that we know are involved in particular areas of opportunity in Washington. Campus visits back in the state play such an important role in that, because email and phone calls only go so far. It's when we're back on the campuses seeing the work that's come from the investment you've made in their research facilities really adds value to the representation we have in Washington. On the policy standpoint, while most of higher ed policy and our operations are governed here at the state level, the federal government does have a small but direct impact, particularly on the health institution side, as you can well imagine. We work with each of the campuses in that regard to help make sure that their interaction with the federal government is such that our policymakers and decision makers know about the impact of what they're proposing and the positive value that we can bring in terms of providing data, expert witnesses, anything else that they would find of value from the great work being done here. This is just a